Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Yard sale time is out there. And sometimes, even when you go on vacations, you may go to an island somewhere. This happened to one of my friends. So she went to St. Thomas and she found a necklace from a vendor outside. Had a little, it wasn't an inline store, nothing like that. It was just out on the road somewhere selling jewelry. And so she thought she got this really good, neat deal because it was actually stamped 14 karat gold. Well, because it's stamped 14 karat gold does not mean it is. So she brings it to me and she said, I got such a deal on this. And I said, how much did you pay? And she said, $400. And I looked at it and it just, something wasn't right about it. And I said, and then I owned a consignment store at that time. So she just kind of, she said, since I got such a good deal, how much do you think I can get for it? And I said, I don't think it's real. So I used my magnet. And you got to have a real high-powered magnet for something like this. And I'll give you kind of an idea. So this picture looks like it could possibly be sterling silver. It looks like it could. It kind of has that look to it. But when you put the magnet to it, look, it actually holds it. That means this has metal in it. And it's not silver, it's not sterling silver, it's nothing like that. It wouldn't hurt if you're going to yard sales and that kind of thing right now, which yard sales are huge, or if you're shopping around, you go to a place like this lady went to. And by the way, when I put this magnet, it held right onto it. And I said, okay, don't take my word, take this to a jewelry store, which she did. She took to a jewelry store. They told her the same thing I did. But there was a little discoloration that was on the side of it. It was one of those serpentine type necklaces. It was pretty and it was thick, but I just knew it wasn't the real deal. So here's another example. So a friend made this necklace for me, and it is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Now, when I put the magnet here, it doesn't pick up on the pendant, okay, because she used silver in that. Now, when I go to the necklace, see, it picks it up. So that's another thing you need to be careful about. So someone may have a yard sale, and they may say, oh, it's silver, it's silver. And the pendant may be silver. But then if she's trying to pass it off that the necklace is as well, it's not if it picks up like that. Now, just using like a little, little cheap type magnet is probably not going to work. So you really need a high powerful, this one right here found on Amazon, and that was a good deal for that. Now take a look at this. So what would you think? Is that silver or no? I've had this for a really long time. It's silver. So it's really nice. And so I wear that around. I have this choker kind of thing that I like to wear with this. Okay, so my friend who made the necklace for me, she made this for me as well. And see, she used silver in it, so it's not picking up. Okay, so I just want you to know how important it is. Okay, but here's something I got on Amazon, and it's not silver. It picks that up as well. So if you're out on yard sales and somebody says, oh, that's sterling silver, get your magnet out, and you may have to educate them. They may think it really is silver because some things have the look of it. It's just they're not. But if it picks it up, it has metal in it, it's not silver. If it doesn't pick it up, it's silver. Okay? So that's just something I wanted to tell you about. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what is sterling silver. You can go to thrift shops. I found some really nice things, and I was taking a gamble on it because I could get, like at Shepherd's Cove thrift shop, I got this ring, and I thought it was just absolutely gorgeous. And I thought, yeah, it's only $1. I'm going to get it anyway because I really like it. It's silver and it has a dome look to it. I take it home, do a test on it, and use the magnet. It's silver. So I got an exceptional buy on that ring. So what is sterling silver? Okay, sterling silver consists of 9.25 silver and 7.5% of another metal. It's usually copper, mostly copper. But zinc and platinum could also be used. So for this reason, sterling silver is popular, and it's known as 925 sterling silver, or 925 silver. So the reason why silver is combined with other metals is to introduce a little bit of hardness, because silver is really soft. And if I had a necklace, if this were 100% silver, it would bend like crazy. I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. So that's why they combine metals, just to make it stronger. That's why it's not 100%, 925. 92.5% is what most of them are. But 925 is sterling silver. If it were 100%, like I said, it would bend like crazy. And you wouldn't be able to wear it, and it would break easy. So that's why they combine the metals. Now, 925 sterling silver is harder than fine silver, pure silver, or 950 silver, and it's therefore a good choice for everyday rings. It's more resistant to shocks, but it does have less shine to it. Okay, so fake sterling silver in the world and in Peru. Okay, so we're going to give you something to do. If you're planning on going to Peru, we're going to give you some news. Unfortunately, there are a lot of jewelry sellers who say their product is sterling silver, but it's really not, although sterling silver is cheaper than other most expensive metals like gold, okay? And cheap fake sterling silver jewelry is sold in large numbers on the market, so you got to be really careful. I'm always kind of cautious to buy things online unless it's at a reputable company, because anybody can put a little fake 925 thing on, label on a piece of jewelry and say, oh yeah, look at the label, it says 925, but it may not be. For example, it's easy to come across sellers who sell jewelry that only has one silver cover, and they say it's sterling silver. Like the necklace I was telling you about, the pendant is sterling silver, but the necklace isn't. The necklace itself isn't. Such jewelry has little silver content, and it tends to deteriorate really quickly. Now, the worst abuses can be found in fashion jewelry. According to the Associated Press, a recent analysis found that 31 adult fashion jewelry items purchased from retail stores had at least 40% cadmium, and the majority were more than 90%. But when it comes to fine jewelry, supposedly produced with sterling silver, in many cases it's a hoax. You got to be, even in department stores, you got to be really careful. Now, on the internet, especially in virtual stores like eBay, a lot of cheap silver jewelry is sold, mostly produced in China or India. It's advisable to be careful with Chinese silver, which is marked S925, which is generally nickel and copper with a silver coating. Okay, in countries like India, the silver jewelry industry is an important cottage industry. Silver is mixed with 20 to 30 cadmium and then is used to make silver jewelry. Now, inexpensive silver jewelry is sold, for example, in European and U.S. outdoor markets. If you go to Trade Day, it may say it's sterling silver. It's probably not, especially if it's such a super good price. And in specialty stores for traditional crafts. A scientific research in Switzerland carried out an analysis of such jewels, and the composition of the material of 21 samples was analyzed. Guess what? 12 samples contained a minimum of 20% cadmium, which the highest value was 43.9%. Lower levels of nickel, copper, zinc, and lead were also found. Now, another scientific investigation in the Czech Republic found the contents were 13 to 44.6% in all of those samples. They said silver, but they were not. The problem with fake sterling silver is it's not limited to jewelry from India or China. Likewise, in the jewelers of the center of Lima in Peru, it's very common to produce and sell this type of silver. Now, let's talk about cadmium. This is a toxic metal that's found in your jewelry, so you really need to know this. Okay, so cadmium is a bluish-white soft metal and is generally not present in the environment as a pure metal. It's found primarily as a part of zinc-containing minerals, but it can also be found in lead and copper ores. Okay, so cadmium is a heavy metal that is toxic to humans, animals, plants, and microorganisms. You will not have immediate health issues or health problems if your jewelry does contain this product, but in long term, cheap jewelry is one of the sources of cadmium that accumulates over time in the human body until it reaches the critical level, after which is present and it begins to cause disease. Now the question therefore is, would you knowingly use something that is potentially harmful to the long-term health? So cadmium is known to accumulate in the kidneys, and some scientists believe that damage to kidney tissue can lead to kidney disease, high blood pressure, and heart disease. So cadmium, and let me spell this for you, it's CADMIUM. So cadmium-related kidney damage leads to calcium deficiencies in the rest of the body, particularly in the skeleton. Now, the risk related to cadmium exposure through the skin should not be underestimated. So a scientific study investigated the reabsorption of cadmium using human skin, and they were able to demonstrate a penetration of up to 12.7% of the dose of cadmium applied to skin. So really be careful out there. Buy your jewelry from someone very reputable, okay? Now, lead and nickel, two more substances that should not be in jewelry. Okay, nickel allergy is a common cause of allergic contact dermatitis. Now, nickel allergy is often associated with earrings and other jewelry. Symptoms usually occur 12 to 48 hours after contact with nickel. You may notice itching, redness, a rash, some dry patches, and swelling of the skin. Sometimes blisters follow, which may break, leaving scabs and scabs. If left untreated, the skin may become darker, leathery, and kind of cracked. Most likely, the rash is on the part of the skin that is in direct contact with the nickel. Now, in severe cases, the rash can spread, and sweating can make it worse. Now, lead is a toxic metal. It does not break down in the environment, and it accumulates in our bodies. High levels of lead have been found in jewelry, especially inexpensive children's jewelry. Exposure to lead can cause a number of health problems, including behavior problems, learning difficulties, joint and muscle weakness, anemia, organ failure, and even death. So why do people sell counterfeit silver? While knowing their products harm the customer. Okay, the reason is a vicious cycle in which sellers compete with each other with even lower prices. It all comes to price gouging also. Now, in combination with an uninformed customer who buys cheaper and cheaper without considering why the product may be offered so cheaply, this is becoming even worse because in recent years, gold, silver, and platinum are not the only metals that suffer drastic increases in prices. Tin, zinc, and lead have also risen in price. In this situation, cadmium is cheaper than tin, zinc, or lead, which has caused these terrible people, manufacturers, to use it despite knowing that this material puts the customer at risk. Now, for them, an easy and cheap alternative, because cadmium acts as the most effective deoxifier in silver alloys when silver is melted, and a silver alloy containing cadmium is more malleable and ductile, which facilitates turning and stretching of the material. Okay, let's go ahead and cut to a commercial break, and we're going to be right back in just a few minutes. I'm looking out for you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018. Okay, we're back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio. I'm looking out after you. We have yard sales popping up all over the place. People are going on vacations, especially the islands. Be very, very careful. Only buy jewelry from a reputable person, okay? An inline store is your best bet. Do not buy jewelry from anybody who is out there on the side of the street selling out of the truck. I just would not, okay? You're asking for trouble. It's probably not going to be what it says it is. Now, the 925 mark does not provide any guarantee. Anybody can buy a stamp. You can buy stamps on eBay and stamp it into whatever you want to and make it look as if it's the real thing. It may not be. Now, in recent years, more health-conscious and concerned customers are looking for ways to recognize fake sterling silver to avoid the risk of their health. In the internet, a series of suggestions arose how to identify real sterling silver. So the main advice is to look for the 925 mark on the jewelry. Advice that comes with a notice that jewels do not show this mark would not be sterling silver. Unfortunately, this advice is false. The 925 mark would only serve as a guarantee if there would be an independent entity or an authority that signs the supposed quality seal. Unfortunately, the opposite is the case. It is the same jeweler who marks the silver. That is why the silver is found on real sterling silver as well as fake silver without the use of the mark being controlled or audited. Therefore, in reality, the presence of the 925 mark has no value whatsoever, and its absence neither means that the product is fake silver. Many of our silver pieces are not marked, mostly because there's no good place on the jewelry to mark it without affecting the design. Nevertheless, our jewelry is made with sterling silver or even the fine silver, pure silver. Now let me give you 10 tips how to protect yourself from fake sterling silver or contaminated jewelry. Number 1, avoid buying cheap fashion jewelry altogether. It's not worth it anyway. You're just throwing away your money when you do that. Avoid buying jewelry, number 2, produced in China or in India. Okay, do not buy jewelry, so-called sterling silver, with suspiciously low prices, and resist occasional offers on the internet. Preferably buy from recognized companies. For your health, it's better to buy jewelry of a higher price with a guarantee than to buy 3 cheap jewels that carry the risk of contaminating you with their toxic metals. Okay, Gemrock Peru offers cadmium, lead, nickel-free sterling silver, and fine silver jewelry. Now, this is a company that I'm looking at right now. It's gemrockshop.com. gemrockshop.com. This particular company only uses 925. Okay, in case you buy jewelry from other companies, this company suggests the following ways to verify your sterling silver is what they say it is what it promises to be. Okay, so number 4, in case of rings, you can ask the jeweler if the size of the ring can be changed. In case the answer is negative, be careful. If it's genuine silver, the size can be changed. Fake silver rings, when resized, will get damaged with a permanent mark, which is why somebody that sells fake sterling silver will refuse to resize the ring. Okay, red flag right there. Number 5, check the color of the silver. If it has yellow spots in it or reddish spots, do not buy the jewel, okay? Real sterling silver does not show color spots. Many times when fake silver is exposed to heat and turns into a bright copper color with a tint of green and orange. This means that it exposes the base metal, indicating that the silver was just a top layer of coverage. So if it's real silver, then it's not going to have the color of that I just mentioned. It's not going to be turning a bright. You're just basically what you're doing is taking off that top layer of silver. You want silver that's silver all the way through, not layered. Okay, rub the jewel with a soft textured white cloth. If you notice blackish marks on the cloth, you can be sure it's real sterling silver. This occurs because when sterling silver is exposed to air, the air causes it to oxidize, and it does deteriorate over time, causing black marks to appear on the cloth. Now, number 7, make the nitric acid test. You can buy the kits, and I've got the kit at home. I should have brought it out. But you must be very careful when handling nitric acid. You should also wear gloves and eye protection just in case it splatters. When drops of the nitric acid are added to counterfeit sterling silver, it loses its color. If the jewelry is made of real sterling silver, the area where the nitric acid drop falls will appear creamy, while if it is fake, it will appear greenish. Always ask a jeweler, ask a seller if you can do the nitric acid test before buying sterling silver jewelry. I would, because some folks will get that top price up there when they know it's fake. Nitric acid has no effect on 925 sterling silver. If the seller is selling real jewelry, They should have no problem testing it. But if you test it and it does turn into color, you're educating that jeweler. Maybe they're buying from someone who's not reputable and they think they are. Number 8, use the scent test. Now, sterling silver has no odor, okay? I smell nothing. If there's any metallic or other odor, it's because there's a lot of copper present. So use the magnet test. This is number 9, which is what I've told you about. Okay, the magnet test. I just dropped it over here, apparently. Okay, so the magnet test is a simple test. Magnets have no effect on silver, just as they have no effect on gold or platinum. But if you find that jewelry is attracted to the magnet, then it will be clear that it is not made from real sterling silver. You can also run the ice test. Silver has the highest rate of thermal conductivity among known metals. That is, it conducts heat extremely fast. You can use this knowledge to determine if your item is made of silver. There are 2 ways to perform the ice test. Place a jewel on a flat surface. Put an ice cube on top and another on the table. Now, if the item is made of silver, the ice cube on the jewel will melt much faster than the one on the table. That way you're going to know as well. Fill a container with several ice cubes and 1 inch of water. Place the silver item and a similar non-silver item on the ice water. The silver item will be cool to the touch in just about 10 seconds. The non-silver will not get as cold in the same amount of time. So this is some really good information right here. Okay, I've run out of time. Thank you so much for watching The Edge on IC Radio. I just wanted to put this to your attention because I know a lot of you are going to be going on trips, and carry that magnet with you. It's got to be one like this high-powered one right here. Okay, look, that picks that right up. Okay, so I know that that's not real silver. However, right here, see, this is silver. It is not going to pick it up. And I'll go ahead and show you this one again. See, that right there is not picking it up. We know that that's jewelry. Okay, so the other one is right here on my desk. So I'm going to go right here. And man, that picked it up right away. It looks silver. I mean, it has that look to it that you would see in some of the fine shops. Whoever got this, they knew how to make that look. See, that looks like it is, and it's not. So, again, look there. I could hardly get it off. It just wants to stick on there. Now, let me tell you something else. Sometimes it's the wiring that's used. And let's see, I don't think I have anything. Okay, look, I can make an example with this right here. Okay, so see this lobster class? So let's pretend that you bought some jewelry, and so that picks that up. But let's just pretend that this chain was a silver one. But you're noticing that the clasp is picking up with the magnet. See that? The clasp right there? So let me explain this to you, and then I'll hurry because we've got to call it a day. So what happens is in the clasp, it probably is sterling silver, but there's a little spring in there that's actually picking up the magnet. So what you want to do in that case, you want to hold that lobster clasp right here. Okay, hide it with your fingers, then put it here and see if it's not picking it up now. So what it is, the reason it was picking it up there is because of the spring that's loaded right here in the lobster class. So don't panic because of that, okay? Thank you again so much for watching. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. So good to speak with you today. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. And be really careful out there when you're shopping in the summertime.